So if you've noticed by now by the last couple of videos, I've been touring the country, hitting as many state fairs as I can, but there's other types of fairs that are often neglected, and that's our local county fairs. Well, today I'm in Farmington, Minnesota at the Dakota County Fair, and granted these aren't going to be as big and as elaborate as a state fair, but they are still really cool fairs, and you can find some really interesting foods at a fair like this. So in this video, I'm going to take you all around the Dakota County Fair, and we're going to find what weird fair foods are found right here at the Dakota County Fair. I've said that 5 times now. I'm Dave Kaufman. I travel to distant, exotic places and places a little closer to home to indulge in the culture and cuisine from the familiar to the extreme. There's always an open seat at my table for you, and sure, I'll pick up the tab. This is Dave Kaufman Eats the World. So the first place we're going to hit up at the Dakota County Fair is this food truck right here. I've had their pizza before. They have some of the most incredibly interesting and innovative pizzas. Today they're featuring what could be one of the most unique pizza creations I've ever seen. They are featuring a Reuben pizza created on the world's first pumpernickel crust. This could be amazing. Let's go in and see how the pizzas are made. All right, so we're behind the scenes at the Brick Oven Pizza Bus. We're with Kenzo. What are you making there?
I'm making a Reuben pizza here.
Now, this is the only pizza that you're serving here at the Dakota County Fair, right?
Yes, it is.
And tell us about this pizza. What's on it?
So this pizza, it's got our 1000 Island sauce on the bottom. We use a rye dough, and then we have the Reuben and then sauerkraut, and then we top it with a little bit of cheese.
Okay, that looks really good. And I love this place because you've taken this basically short bus, yeah, and you have this entire pizza line right here, but the star of the show is that brick oven that's actually built into the bus.
Yes, it is.
We've got the wood pile down here, and then we literally have a portable brick oven pizza. You can see one of the pizzas in there cooking. How hot is it in there?
So the deck is about 700, but the entire thing in there can get up to 1000.
1,000.
So our pizzas all cook in 2 minutes. Here you are. Hope you enjoy that.
So now that we've ordered our pizza, Kenzo is going to take us over to the line and show us exactly how this pizza is made.
So all of our dough is made in-house. For this one, we use our cocoa powder to make it, and then we have flour, and then we got our little seeds that are in there that we put in there.
So this is a pumpernickel crust.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
pumpernickel dough. It's not crust yet.
So right here, I'm just making the crust right now. So we'll get usually a pretty thin center, so where it's almost see-through, like that. And then we have our crust that'll rise once we cook it a little bit. And then the first step is we'll put on our sauce on the bottom, our 1000 Island sauce. We'll put about 2 ounces right in the middle right there. And then we do 3 patches of sauerkraut and 3 patches of the Reuben.
So there's an art to this.
Yeah, there is, yep.
And how many pizzas do you go through a day?
Ooh, we can go anywhere from 100 to 400.
100 to 400 pizzas every day here at the fair.
And then we give it a little stretch at the very end, so we get our brick oven special shape. And just top it with a little bit of cheese. And then in the oven it goes.
And then in the oven it goes. So Kenzo, thank you so much for showing us how this pizza is made. How long does it take to prepare in there?
About 2 minutes.
2 minutes? All right, I'm gonna go right out there. We're gonna try out this pizza. So literally minutes later, we now have our fresh, hot Reuben pizza. You know, everybody loves a Reuben sandwich, although I'm not so sure I do. The sauerkraut and I, yeah, we don't really get along. But when you put it on a pizza and put it on the world's first pumpernickel crust, this could be really amazing. And you know, there's a lot of Germans in Minnesota, so when you have corned beef and sauerkraut on a pizza, oh, I guess it just becomes extra Minnesotan. Sure, let's go with that. All right, so let's take this bad boy and take a look. You know, one of the things that I love about pizza is cheese. You cannot have enough cheese on a pizza, and when you pick up a slice of this pizza and it doesn't do the cheese pull, that just means that there's either the right amount of cheese or not enough cheese. But I've got a big slice here. We are going to waste no more time in digging into the Reuben pizza on the world's first pumpernickel crust. Let's give it a try. Oh. With all these fixings on there, it's a little hard to eat. But I'll tell you, that is absolutely amazing. I actually didn't think that it was going to be. I thought I was going to be very put off by the pumpernickel crust. And I kind of thought that the saltiness of the corned beef and the saltiness of the sauerkraut was going to compete with that cheese and with that pumpernickel crust. it so doesn't. I am really blown away by how delicious this pizza is, but I'll tell you, the hero of this pizza is definitely that sauce, that Thousand Island dressing that they put on there. I really love Thousand Island dressing. I could have it on everything, but on this pizza, it really evens out the saltiness of that corned beef and that sauerkraut and gives it a nice, rich, creamy flavor to it. Brick Oven Bus, you guys have done pizza right. This is amazing. Wow. That may look like what you think it looks like, but it's not. It's a big lemon where they have fresh squeezed lemonade. Let's get our mind out of the gutter. So next up, we are right over here at Ralph's Rib Crib. Now, these guys are local. They just opened a restaurant in Little Canada, but they've got some pretty interesting stuff here. They've got a pulled pork sandwich, rib tips, meat and mac combo, mac and cheese. They smoke all of everything that they have here, including the mac and cheese. So we're gonna get the meat and mac and cheese combo, which is already right here. Thank you so much. So we're right back here at our little picnic table to try out the meat and mac. Now, she did tell me that they smoke everything, as I mentioned, including the mac and cheese. They put the mac and cheese in a smoker. Why hasn't anybody else thought to do that? But then they load it with shredded pulled pork, and this looks absolutely amazing. And they do not skimp on the pulled pork. This is a big, huge, fair-sized bowl of really amazing looking meat and mac. So I'm gonna get a fork full of all of those ingredients. I'm gonna load up the bottom of it with that smoked mac and cheese, and I'm gonna make sure to get a big load of that shredded pulled pork on top of there. All right, let's try out the smoked mac and cheese with shredded pulled pork. Here we go. Ooh, that is really rich and really delicious. It's really filling, which I really kind of don't know why I would expect smoked mac and cheese with a big mound of pulled pork to be not filling, but the fact that they've smoked that mac and cheese and smoked this pulled pork, it gives it a nice smoky flavor all around. It's not like they just took smoked pulled pork and put it on just routine mac and cheese. Again, they smoke the mac and cheese and the meat, and it gives us a nice smoky flavor with every bite. All right, so the smoked meat and smoked mac and cheese over at Ralph's Barbecue, this is an absolute hit. This whole dish was 17 bucks. Could be a little bit on the spendy side, but for what you get, I think it's worth every penny. So right now we're gonna finish this up, and we're gonna go, I guess, deeper into the fair and see what other yummies we can find in here. So far, county fairs, they're hitting the mark. I could really go for a soft pretzel right. Oh, that's sad. That's really sad. All right, so before we find our next food item, we're going into this place because if there's one thing that I love about a fair, it's a petting zoo. Let's go in and see these cute little pushy animals. I'm an adult. Are you going to spit? Alright. Apparently he's out of saliva. Oh my goodness. How are you enjoying the fair? He's like, I only watch Sunny Side. I don't watch your channel. Oh, and look, that dude is... I'm not so sure that kids should be watching that kangaroo do that. Oh, it's always nice to see an American alligator kept in the proper husbandry. Oh, boy. Hello, donkey. What do you got to say for yourself? Blow it out, you're human. Oh, that's not very nice. Okay, so that was really cute. You always got to stop and pet all the animals, at least I do. But it's been 15 minutes or so since I last ate, so we're going to go right down there and see what our next item is. So walking around this fair, I see a lot of cheese curd trucks. Like there's one over there, there's one over there, there's one over there. But we're going to this one because this one has a different take on cheese curds. Here you will find buffalo cheese curds. I'm intrigued. Let's go over and get some buffalo cheese curds. So you just can't go to a fair without getting cheese curds. You can, but I believe that it's illegal to do that here in Minnesota. And maybe in Wisconsin as well. But like I mentioned, there's a ton of cheese curd places here at this fair. However, this is the first one that I found. Like I mentioned earlier, I kind of repeat myself a lot, don't I? But this is the first one that I found that has these buffalo cheese curds. And as these were being prepared, I asked the guy if it was the batter that had the buffalo sauce in it, thinking that would be logical, but no, actually. The buffalo sauce is actually infused with the cheese, then it is served in a little boat with a little piece of paper. But on the side, they serve it with ranch dressing. Now, I will say that this is a little bit spendy for what you get. I mean, you've got a handful of cheese curds that was $11, and they had lemonade there, which I almost got, but they wanted $10 for a glass of lemonade. They wanted almost as much as the cheese curds cost for a glass of lemonade. I did not get the lemonade because I'm cheap. But that being said, let's take a look at these cheese curds. They look big, they look cheesy, and this one is shaped like a duck. I don't know why that's important, but you know, it kind of is. Do you see it? Comment below if you see the duck. I kind of do, sort of. I hope it doesn't taste like a duck. All right, let's try out the buffalo cheese curds. Okay. Yeah. So after you get through the creaminess of that cheese, that buffalo sauce, that buffalo spice really hits you, and I really enjoy a nice hot spicy buffalo sauce, and these cheese curds deliver it. But I will say that that heat that creeps up on you really kind of almost detracts from the greasy goodness of a cheese curd. And I really love cheese curds. Every fair that I go to, I just eat my weight in these. And one of the reasons why I enjoy cheese curds is because they're cheesy, they're fried, they're gooey, they're greasy, they're delicious. The buffalo sauce with this, I think, doesn't complement it as much as I would like it to, but that buffalo sauce is good and spicy in and of itself. So it's kind of a personal preference. Do you like spiciness, or do you like the cheese curds as it is? If you like spicy cheese curds, you're gonna like these buffalo cheese curds. If you don't like spicy stuff, well, then you're not. Wow, that was pretty profound. All right, but let's dip it in that ranch sauce and see if that cuts through the heat and adds a little flavor to it. Let's try this out. Yeah, that ranch sauce really adds a nice layer of creaminess to it, and it does cut right through that heat. So now that we've had a couple of items that are rich and savory, it's time for something sweet, and there is a food truck right over there that has some creations that, well, they're pretty dang unique, and they look pretty sweet. We're heading over there, and, well, getting that, I guess. Wow, I'm doing really well in the commentary in this video. Look at this exhibit. Wow, those are weird. I don't really know what those are. Crazy. All right, so here at Mason Jar Madness, they have all of these really delicious looking madness things. We've got a birthday one, cookies and cream. Ooh, Cookie Monster, that's a contender. Ooh, strawberry cheesecake under the sea. They've got a lot of good stuff. All of these are 15 bucks, and you get to keep your mug when you're done. Now, we have to make a decision and figure out which one we're going to get. So, this is Saskia, and you have a lot of really good flavors here. What is your favorite?
My favorite is Under the Sea.
Under the Sea, why?
Yeah. I like the donut on top, the gummy sharks, and a vanilla base.
Okay, and what about the Cookie Monster, though? I really like cookies.
That's my dad's favorite.
That's your dad's favorite?
Yeah, 2 really big cookies on top with Cookie Crisp cereal and a chocolate chip cookie dough base.
Okay, that's the one I'm going to get.
Okay.
Yes, we'll try that one. Next time, we will try Under the Sea. All right, just I don't want you to feel bad that I didn't pick yours, that I picked your dad's.
Here's your Cookie Monster.
Oh, look at that. That is absolutely amazing.
And then here are some napkins for
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need those. All right, thank you so much. Good meeting you. So when it comes to fair food, the crazier, weirder, larger than life foods are what I gravitate to, and what I have here is absolutely no exception. You know, when I was a kid, one of my favorite cereals was Cookie Crisp. I don't even know if they make it anymore. I'll have to look. But if you know if they make it anymore, comment below. Let me know if they do still make it and where I can get it, because I probably haven't seen it at my local grocery store, nor have I really even looked, because as I mentioned earlier, I'm an adult, but I'd still eat like the whole box in one sitting. Point is that out of all those flavors that they had there, I got this simply because of those Cookie Crisps. But this looks absolutely amazing. There are 2 huge chocolate chip cookies on top, then whipped cream, then around the rim is Cookie Crisp, and in the mason jar is chocolate syrup and vanilla ice cream. This is the ultimate milk and cookies here. So we're going to disassemble this, as it were, and I am just gonna grab one of these cookies. Oh, these are big, big cookies. Lots of big chocolate chips, love it. But let's try out this cookie. What can you say about a big chocolate chip cookie covered in whipped cream? This is absolutely delicious. And I gotta say, these taste very fresh. You'd think that these would be stored in some kind of, I don't know, Tupperware thing in the back and therefore get kind of stale, but they're not. These are actually very fresh, very delicious cookies. But that is not what I'm excited about. What I'm excited about is the Cookie Crisp. And we are just gonna scrape some of that Cookie Crisp right off the side there. Man, I love Cookie Crisp. So I got a big spoonful of some Cookie Crisp, some whipped cream. We're gonna try it out. And I'm 7 years old all over again. And one of the cool things about this is it's not whipped cream that's holding the Cookie Crisp to the mason jar, it's actually cake frosting that's holding those Cookie Crisps in place. So you've got so many things going on in this mason jar. All right, but digging a little deeper into this mason jar, I thought this was solid ice cream in there, and it is not. It's like a milkshake. So not only is this a giant cookie milkshake, it's a giant cookie milkshake. God, I'm batting 1,000 here. And I gotta say, I really like the oversized red and white paper straws here that just kind of make it a little bit more whimsical. Let's try this out. Oh. You know, I'll tell you, on a hot summer day like this, when it's probably 88 degrees out here, this absolutely is the best thing that you can get at the fair. This totally cools you down, and it is delicious, and it's full of nostalgia, which I actually really enjoy. And wait a minute, like now that I'm getting close to the bottom, there's something else down there. There's big chunks of crumpled cookie at the bottom of this. This is like a mason jar of cookie goodness mystery. This is the type of thing that I love, because if you get a milkshake, you know that it's just a milkshake. This has so many layers to it. It's fun to eat. There's Cookie Crisp around the end, there's huge cookies on top, and there's cookies at the bottom of the milkshake. This may be one of the funnest fair foods I've ever had, and the most delicious. So guys, as I mentioned before, it is state fair season, and next up, we've got my favorite state fair in the country, the Minnesota State Fair. It's not just that it's my hometown state fair, it really is the best state fair in the country. That's coming up next week. But until then, guys, if you're hungry for more, check out that video right there. If you're starving for more, check out that playlist right there. Please do not forget to hit like and subscribe. Right now, I'm gonna finish this off, and then I'm gonna go back over there and I'm gonna see if they'll sell me a couple of boxes of Cookie Crisps. Cookie Crisps. Is it quisp or crisp? Quisp crisp. Cookie Crisp? Crisp.